Hey all, it's Charlie here. You are watching a Charlie in the Rain interview, and today I am sitting down with the Western Australia based teen pop princess. It is Rosalie Chilvers. How are you doing today?
I am so good. It's so good to finally meet you.
Yes, I am so excited to chat because, recently enough, you've put out your latest single, STFU. It's out everywhere. Can you
It
tell us a
is.
bit about this track? Because I have had it
Yes.
on repeat.
Yay! Oh, that makes me so happy. This song is basically about experiences I have consistently had with especially men in the industry, saying things like, I got asked, like my first ever show, I was asked like, "Oh, who are you dating in the band?" Like, being like, people not trusting that I know how to set up my own equipment, people like not understanding what I'm doing, or just think that it's like
Mhm.
I'm too much or I'm too much. And I just like, and it's so long. People are like, "Just take it on the chin, just take it on the chin." And at one point, I just broke down. I was like, "Nah, they need to shut the fuck up." And so
Hmm.
that's what the song's about. Is about reclaiming my power of being like, "No, actually, you suck."
Yeah, absolutely. Because especially like as a young person in the industry,
Mm.
or like as a girl or a feminine presenting person, the industry is nasty. Like I've been
Yeah,
selling
they don't like me
merch.
very much.
Yeah, like I've sold merch before, and then people come up like, "Oh, so which one of the band members are you dating?" I'm like, "Actually,
Yeah.
this is a paid job that I'm doing."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Mhm.
I worked the door at a like venue in Perth
Yeah.
as well, and I get that a lot. The
Mm.
okay, this was right before STFU came out. The song was like
Yeah.
written, it was done. This I was reading my book, and
Mm.
like just because I was waiting, it was just like a small show, and this guy came up
Yeah.
to me. He's like, "What are you doing? Why don't you appreciate the music? Like, what's wrong with you?" I was like,
Oh
"Sorry,
my
I'm trying to do
God.
my job." And I actually can't see into the venue. There's no
Hmm.
point of me poking my head in because then I can't do my job. So chill the fuck out.
Yeah. Stay in your lane. I know what I'm doing, and it's working for me.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Yeah, exactly. STFU and such.
Exactly. How does it feel to have like this song that's anthemic? It is anthemic.
Yeah,
People can turn it on,
thank
relate
you.
to it, as I have, as I'm sure pretty much everyone who's listened to this song has. How does it feel to stand up and kind of be like this feminist reclaiming of like a male
Yeah.
run narrative? How does it feel to
It
perform this?
it feels so good hearing like the audience get into because we do this bit of like you guys are going to say the STFU and then I'm going to respond, and
Mm.
that's great. They have so much fun. They're jumping up and down, and it feels like this big moment of all of these people coming together being like, what I'm doing is right. And this thing that I'm working really hard for and that they all love is good. And that just makes me feel so warm and bubbly and happy. I know that I seem like an insane person on stage, which is fair, but I love it so much. Like the people that come to our shows are just I love it. Makes me so happy.
Honestly, you've got to have that little like little craziness, little bit over the top. It's what makes the performance.
Exactly, exactly. I think
Mhm.
people come up to me being like, "You've got such good stage presence," and I'm always like, "It's just because I'm insane," and that's like, it's the best way.
Yes. Oh, I love that so much. I'd love to know, did you have any like, other than like your real life experience of being treated
Yeah.
poorly by these dodgy people, did you have any
Mm.
musical influences or inspirations behind this
Yeah.
track?
I can tell you something really funny about this track.
Mm.
So I wrote this one with the incredible Dylan Oliveri and Calvin Bennett. Calvin Bennett is insane. He's been working with so many cool people. Dylan Oliveri was a co-writer on Greta Ray's last album. Like insane, wonderful people that I got to do this with. And I was looking at all these references track, and I'd been feeling like I wanted to write something very pop punky.
Mm.
And I was on TikTok and I saw this video of these two girls doing the splits while singing. I was like, that's so me. I have to do that. And I fell in love with this band. They're called Daisy Grenade. They're from the US. They're insane. I was like, I want to write something like this. And so I sent it to them and we were like, okay. And so when we got in there, I was like, I really want like hard drums. I want fast guitars.
Mm.
I want it poppy, but I want it to feel like it's got grit
Yeah.
and anger in it. And that was so fun.
I love that because like you know, sometimes you can listen to a song and it's just like, this fits in so many of my
Yeah.
playlists. This fits into
Yeah,
everything I'm feeling, everything I'm wanting to listen to. That was
exactly.
this song for me.
Oh,
And like,
yay.
I sat there and like, I have this playlist that's called like Punching Walls in a Feminist Way. And I was like,
Oh
instant
yeah.
addition.
That's so good. Oh, that makes me so happy. No, everyone who said
Uh,
that they like the song or they can relate to it has just like, it's just made me like, I'm so glad. And like, because I love this song. I think like going into the release of it, I was like, I feel like this song's going to change my life in some way. And it really did. Like, this song is like really, I think I've found an audience with it. And I actually was like, I need to push the social media marketing with this one. And it just,
mm.
it's been great. And it makes me so happy that people are connecting to it.
Yeah, and it's like, it's such a thing as well where it's like, it's not necessarily a message you want people to relate to. Like, if
Yeah.
you're relating to this song, you've obviously had some dodgy
Mm,
experience with someone at
yeah.
some point. Like, it's not even like music industry specific. It is just
Yeah.
so broad, which makes it so relatable. But to find that
Yeah.
community of people who are like, or like, yeah,
Then
actually, I know what you're talking about. I can relate to this. It's so special.
exactly. It feels amazing. And it's also just a thing of being like, no, this is actually like ours. Our power is ours. We don't have to listen to these people. Sometimes they're in the wrong, and you don't just
Hmm.
have to be like, okay.
Yeah.
No, not
No
anymore.
nodding and smiling.
I wasn't doing it anymore. I like if someone says something like this shit to me, I just like, okay, until
Hmm.
they move on and shut up themselves. Because, like, if you're gonna make me uncomfortable, I'm gonna make you uncomfortable.
Absolutely, because it's your right.
It's my right, it's my power.
I love that so much. Now, switching gears to something a little less
Yeah,
fun to talk about, but still
yeah,
so important to talk about. Earlier today, I was having a chat with some of my mates about how tricky it is to be a young person and be involved in
mm,
like making music or even just like the broader music industry in this modern
yeah,
world in Australia. It's not fun for the arts community right now. It's no secret to anyone. But all
yeah,
these people, like myself and all these people I was chatting to, we all have the privilege of being located on the East Coast, where we have more music hubs, more international acts come here. You're over on the west side of Australia. Can I
yeah,
ask you what's your perspective and your story on being a young emerging artist
yeah,
in this sort of climate in a place that's kind of estranged from the mainstream Australian
yeah.
scene?
I think recently, especially, I've noticed that WA is such like a community thing. It is like, it's not even just a saying of like everyone knows everyone. It is everyone knows everyone. Everyone has dated everyone in the same scene. It's like that tight knit. Someone once said to me, there's 500 bands in Perth and 300 people who go and watch them. And
Mm.
that's it. Like, that is the community that we have. And it's so tight knit and it's so special. But at the same time, there has been this recently, I mean, it's been happening for years, but this major influx that I've seen of everyone moving to Melbourne or moving to
Yeah.
Sydney. And it's
Mm.
been like, honestly, a little disheartening because it was a thing of, do I have to move to be able to do this? And I really sat in it for a long time and I kind of was like, no, I would rather be the biggest thing to come out of Perth ever. Sorry,
Mm.
Tame Impala, I'm coming for your
That's
gig.
okay. They've had
Um,
their time.
they've had their moment, it's my time. It's the Pink Hairs girls unite. But like I was just thinking that as much as I love WA and like I've been to Melbourne, I've been to Sydney, it's great. The music community there is amazing and so inviting. But WA just has something super special. And I mean,
Mm.
recently we just had the Unearthed High winner
Yeah.
is from WA. Like Maria Cassandra is from WA. Eliani is another one who's been nominated in the
Hmm.
past, and she's incredible. Joan and the Giants opened
Yes.
for
Yeah.
Pink. Siobhan Cochin opened for the Goo Goo Dolls and Matchbox 20. Like, WA are doing really cool shit.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to keep doing really cool shit as long as we possibly can. It is definitely harder, I'd say, but I don't think, because it's so tight knit, I don't think of it as being hard because I have all of these amazing people around that I can call up and be like, hey, let's get in a session in the next few days. And I can because they're
Mm.
20 minutes from me because Perth is so small and tight knit. It's been great.
Yeah, absolutely. Like the whole moving to Melbourne thing, it gets me because
Yeah,
I sit down and I'm like, okay, I want to exist in this industry for a while. Is there a sustainable way to do that outside of Melbourne? And like every
yeah,
day, it's just like, I want to move, I want to move, I want to do it. But your local
yeah,
community becomes such an asset and such a part of who you
yeah,
are. Like as a
yeah.
person, as someone in the industry, you get so attached to the local scene.
Exactly. My dad is known as the dad of Perth music because he's a photographer and he goes to everyone's shows.
Oh,
And I used to like someone said to me recently, they're like, you know you've made it in Perth when Terry comes to your gig. And I was like, that just makes me so happy that my dad is so part of this community as well. Like it's been so lovely. But I had I was gonna say, we actually have this really cool thing in Perth at the moment. Well, we've had it for years and years and years, but we have WAM, which is the West
mm,
Australian Music Body, and they have really, in the last few years, been like, all right, we're flying all of the festival bookers, all of the Triple J presenters, everyone into Perth for a few weeks in usually November, but we're doing it in
mm,
September this year, to just be like, okay, we're getting you over here, support us, see
yeah,
what WA has to offer. And it's always been so amazing. And so having
mm,
things like One Night Stand recently as well
yes.
has been really, like, really great.
Mm,
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
I'm happy in the scene that I'm in.
mm,
And I don't think I personally see the need to get over there. I mean, I don't judge it if people do, but at the
yeah.
same time, I think it's definitely possible to be a working musician in Perth.
Yes, I love that perspective. Thank you so much for sharing.
Of course.
Because like
Of course.
you see so many people like Alexia, not from Western Australia, she's from South
Yeah.
Australia, but then like you see she does like a one-off show in Sydney or something, and it's like I don't know how I feel about that, but also it's not my place to say. Like, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, exactly. I
Mm,
yeah, like we do like we haven't had the opportunity to go to interstate yet. We're hoping to do
yeah.
it within the next 12 or so months.
Mm,
But at the moment it's like we're touring regionally in
yeah.
WA, which I think is also so important is to getting into those
Mm,
regional communities and showing like playing music to them because also in every regional community there are musicians. There are
yes.
bands waiting for an opportunity to play and can't get up to Perth or can't get up to Brisbane or anything like that. And they just need people to come down. And so I think when we have people come and tour in Margaret River and then up in like Exmouth and it's just been, yeah, I think people are really prioritizing regional tours, especially
Mm,
after Spacey Jane did a WA regional tour
yeah.
recently. And that was really well received. And I think
Mm,
is really, really important, especially because where I'm in the most isolated city in the world, I have to
mm,
make sure that I'm playing to the people.
yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Like sometimes I crack it because I'm like 20 minutes from like the central music hub of Brisbane,
Yeah,
and like a regional tour will be announced, and I'm like, the closest show is 5 hours away, and I'm like, oh yeah, when a typical tour is announced, their closest show is 5 hours
5 hours away.
away.
Yeah, I remember I actually went to Brisbane for the first time this year.
Yeah.
I'm a really big Bluey fan, and so I
Mhm.
came over for Bluey World.
I love
That was
that.
that was so fun. But I really came over to see Porter Robinson. He was
Mm,
insane. But like I Brisbane's great. Brisbane's super cool. I want to like go back and explore more and actually like play a show. But I
mm.
sent my agent, oh, what's that venue? There's a venue near the venue that Porter Robinson played at that I now can't remember the name of. That looks like the venue's like got tattoos on it. Like it's all painted and it's black and it's got different like designs and stuff on it. I can find the photo of it.
Maybe Black
Um,
Bear Lodge, like the whole roof is painted in there.
I think so.
Mm.
I think. Let me
We
just
have
quickly,
some
sorry.
really cool venues up here, but we've also had a lot of
Yeah.
them closed recently, so it's
Yeah. The bright side.
oh, the bright side, yes, that's behind where I'm talking about. Yes.
Yeah, it looks really cool. I'm like,
Mm.
I want to go play there. I want to go play at the tattoo venue, is what I keep
Heck
calling it to
yeah.
my friends.
We will have you there. And there's the indoor stage and the outdoor stage there. So whatever you sell, you can
It's
sit
perfect.
at one of those stages.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, that just reminds me. We have some really cool venues. But also, like,
Yeah.
so many venues, like in that street, in that area, have closed in the past few months. And it's this
Yeah,
sort of
that's
trap
terrible.
where it's like people are working so hard to like play at these venues, get in the door, and but the industry is just that it's a financial thing. But like
Yeah, absolutely.
it's heartbreaking to see, really.
Yeah, we've also had a lot of venues close within the last
Mm,
like 12, 18 months. But also something that a lot of our venues have recently been doing is like major keep us open campaigns.
mm,
Like we have like my favorite venue in Perth is the Bird. And
mm.
they did this major thing of keep the bird flying. And it's like bands were playing for free to try and like we were doing so many fundraisers. There's merch fundraisers. You can buy a brick now in the Bird, like you can own a brick in the building. And it's been great because everyone really rallied around it. And I think the venue's doing somewhat okay at the moment.
Yeah.
So it's very nice to see that like it can work. People just have to
Mm,
commit time to it and
yeah.
nurture these spaces so they don't shut down.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's lovely to hear that like that's succeeding. Like
Yeah,
that's so
it's yeah,
special.
I was so nervous. I can't lie to
Mm,
you. It was a scary time.
yeah.
Because it's like we have about 5 venues in
Mm,
Perth that are like people can play, and we only have one all ages venue in Perth. We have one space that like all ages bands can play in. And because I've been playing
mhm,
since I was 15, that was
yeah.
it. So it's
Mhm,
like all of these venues that are closing, everyone's just rallying around these like really small ones to keep them going because otherwise
yeah.
there won't be anywhere we can play.
Yeah. And then
And
like
so
you
it's
can't start a music career once you're 23. Like
yeah,
there's some law in the music industry that says if you don't start playing an instrument when you're 3 and writing songs when you're
yeah,
5, you cannot be an artist.
yeah,
These are
which
not
is
my views
stupid.
at all, but that's like
Yeah,
how the industry operates sometimes. And it's
yeah,
like if we don't provide these opportunities for young people, where do you expect them to gain this experience, gain
yeah.
all this? What am I looking for? Yeah, you know what I mean.
No, no, I completely agree. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think like I love the 18 plus spaces that I get to play in now. But for
Mm,
3 or 4 years, there was one venue I could play, and then it was like skate parks, and that was
yeah.
it. And so it's been really good to be able to like move into the more adult scene because people actually come to gigs, but
Yeah.
also it's really important that we keep nurturing that under 18 space and
Yeah.
making more opportunities available to them because otherwise they just don't know. Like I think
Hmm.
about this all the time. How many people could have been like the next Taylor Swift that just didn't know and never
Yeah.
found out? Like
Hmm.
that's just is something I think about all the time. But yeah.
Yeah.
I think the next Taylor Swift's from Perth. Whether it's me, who knows? But they're coming.
Absolutely. I was like, in my head, I was like brainstorming, like, okay, I want to make like a playlist of like the Aussie Taylor Swifts. Like, obviously, you start with someone
Yeah,
like Greta Ray, and then like you trickle
absolutely.
down, and it's like for every Taylor Swift song, I can find a song by a local Aussie musician that has less than like 3,000 streams on their whole Spotify account that is
Yeah,
just as good or like equal to the Taylor Swift
yeah,
songs. And that's like,
absolutely.
I love Taylor Swift, so that's saying something.
No, 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 me too, girl. I had to fly to
Yeah.
Melbourne to go to that Eras tour, so I
Mm-hmm.
get you.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, no, yeah, I really hope that people, especially in WA, and I mean, of course, across Australia, but
Yeah,
really
yeah.
get opportunities that the over East artists do. Because it's hard. It's hard to get over there. It's going to cost me like $10,000. And I don't have $10,000 to do that yet. So we're figuring it out. But we will get over there, I promise.
Hey, it's all a matter of time and like road tripping with a
Absolutely.
hell of a lot of petrol.
Yeah. Yeah, across the Nullarbor.
I
I'll
love
drive through
that.
Uluru.
It's just be like, I'm coming on tour. It'll just be like 50 days in between stops.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, speaking of the Taylor Swifts of our world, I would love
Yes.
to chat about you being a pop princess in our Australian scene. And how do you think Australia, like as a general
Mm.
society of people, is consuming Australian pop? because I'm of the belief that some of the best pop stars are in the corners of our Australian scene right now. Like
Yeah,
from Alexia to artists even like
that's what I was
yourself,
thinking
where
of.
it's like I can see so many people on the stage before Taylor Swift,
Yeah,
but I don't think the rest of Australia has opened their eyes to that yet.
yeah, absolutely. I completely agree. I think
Mm,
that Australia, in a very, like, in the pop sector, I think it
mm,
is definitely getting better than it was.
mm.
But like, and there are absolutely uh, older people in rock bands playing rock music. And if that's
Yeah,
your thing, you go and see them. But the, 18 to 30s are making Sabrina Carpenter type pop music now.
yeah.
And I I love it. It just makes me happy. I
Yeah.
personally am not the biggest fan of surf rock. And so
Me too, don't worry.
the industry within the last 2, 3 years has been dominated by surf rock. And I really think within the next 18 months, we're going to
Mhm.
see a switch into female, especially female
Yeah.
pop musicians, um, and even like rock stars again. Like, I
Mm.
think that's going to be a
Heck
thing that
yeah.
starts coming back, is that like rock star image. Because when I think about like the massive, massive pop stars like Tate McRae and Olivia Rodrigo,
Mm.
who are doing these insane tours, pop artists, but they also have a very rock edge. Like, Olivia
Yeah.
Rodrigo is like a rock star. That's the
Mm.
way I think of it. And I think that's going to be a really big resurgence of that coming very soon. Like, I think indie surf rock has had its time, and I love that for them, but it's my time now.
Yeah. 100%. Like on that note,
Yeah.
I'm like trying to think of our big Australian pop rock stars. And the only person I can think of is like G Flip, who had to
Yeah.
move to America to grasp that audience. And like,
Yeah.
if that's what you have to do, that's what you have to do. But like, G
Yeah.
just released a brand new song and it didn't touch the ARIA top 10. I streamed the
Yeah.
heck out of it. It
Mm.
unfortunately did not touch the locked in positions of Vance Joy and AC/DC
Yeah.
and Empire of the Sun. Like,
Yeah.
give our pop people a chance, give the pop
Yeah,
girlies a
absolutely.
chance.
Yeah, I think I also want to see more women, more non-binary, more trans people in
Mm,
the space, because I also
yeah.
think there hasn't been a lot of room for that yet. And I think we need to start making room for that, because it is thread like that is my main thing, is like, these people deserve the spaces that I get to take up as well. Like, because most of the time they're fucking great musicians.
And it's like
Yeah.
the thing, like I sit there and I'm like, okay, I can count like the projects that are just male musicians, I can count the ones I listen to on one hand. The like international acts, I can count them on one hand. But it's like the
Yeah.
Australian scene is full of female creatives, queer creatives who are doing insane things. And it's so hard to like find places that just want to platform this. Like with my
Yeah.
interviews, I try to
Absolutely.
like, I'm like, okay, I want to talk to female artists, I want to talk to LGBTQ plus artists, not because I'm trying to like say ill straight man get away from the music industry, but also like
Yeah.
there
No, that's what I'm
is
doing.
honestly I stand by it. But like
Sorry.
sometimes it's like there's inequalities in the scene and it's so hard to try and like point that out to people. Like when it's a festival lineup and
Yeah.
there is one singular woman on the whole festival lineup,
Yeah.
and you can't say anything because, oh, we got the chart toppers, we got the bands that'll bring people in.
Yeah.
Are you serious? Like,
Yeah. Like, come on. The biggest pop stars in the world right now are Sabrina Carpenter, Chapel Roan, and Charlie XCX. They're
mm,
all women, and they're all
mm,
really fucking good musicians. And some, like, it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, I guess it comes back to the indie surf rock thing. I just don't
yeah.
get it. And that's okay. But it's
Mm,
like, I just want more super cool, fun pop stars and
yeah.
Charlie XCXs. I want to be able to go into a rock venue
Mm,
and hear EDM music, and be doing this. Like, that's
yeah.
what I want. And I can't wait for that day.
Hmm. Oh, I'm with you in the fact that like I can feel it's coming. I can feel there is a change that's like imminent,
Yeah.
but we just need to like someone with the money has to make the change.
Yeah. Someone's got to do it, and
Hmm.
I can't afford to be that person. So someone else has got to do
Exactly.
it.
Oh, I love that. I love that so much. And now, on the point of loving the local pop artists, the EDM acts, I would
Yeah.
love to pick your brain and pick your playlists and hear
Okay.
which artists you've been listening to lately, absolutely loving, and you think we're all gonna love too.
I think I'm just gonna list WAX because
Do it,
that's
yeah.
my girls. Eliani is the future of R&B, like
Mm.
hands down future of R&B. Dollhouse just released their first single. They know themselves as the girl Weezer, and I love it. Shorehaven, if you still want indie pop, Shorehaven are the ones for you. Sunny Flowers is super sick. They've been super cool. And then the person that I cannot stop listening to at the moment is Edie.
Mm.
Edie is a pop star. Like Edie is, I genuinely think, going to change the game. Like this is like anyone listening, go and look up Edie's music videos, EDIE. They're insane. The production quality is insane. She's a vampire hunter, and then she's a knight, and it's insane. I just love her so much, and her music is so good, and she's just insane. I just love them. I love them all so much. I think, yeah, I think those are the people that I think are going to be the next like big thing.
Oh my gosh, I am so excited to go give them all a listen right now because you have given me the
Please.
best selling pitch ever.
They're all my friends, so I have to.
But I love that. Thank you for sharing and thank you for keeping it
Of course.
localized because, as we were saying, these are the artists you don't necessarily see in like in your write-ups of like the new
Yeah,
music or like in your East Coast shows because it's expensive and really hard to
yeah,
get here.
exactly.
Yes,
Yeah.
I am definitely going to check those all out. And people
Yay!
watching, because I know you're loving our conversation and loving our suggestions, give them a listen to.
Please do. Like, genuinely, I think people are going to change your lives.
Yes. I love that. I love when you discover an artist where it's just like, I'm writing this down that I've discovered them today because when they
Yeah,
win the Grammys, I'm going to have like that OG fan status.
absolutely. That's why I have my feminine Shorehaven poster because
Mhm.
I was there. I was there when that song happened. And yeah,
I love that. We've got a local band called Platonic Sex, and they are the
they're
nicest
great.
people, my favorite people, and they have the best merch. The I Love Platonic Sex shirts. I love them. And
Yeah.
like I went to their headline show and I'm like holding a Polaroid from that night and I've got it in my scrapbook and I'm like, headline show, their first headline show, me.
I was there. No, yeah, I absolutely get that. Yeah,
Oh, I love that. Thank you so much for making the time to chat
of
today.
course. No, this was great. I love this. We should do it again.
Absolutely. Keep releasing amazingly insane songs like STFU, and I will chat with you every single time.
We have another song coming out in less than a month.
Oh my God. Okay. Okay. I will
It's
see you
been
in less than a
7 months.
month.
Like affection deficit disorder to STFU, there was 7.5 month gap. And I
Mm.
was like, we're never doing that again. So 6 weeks, baby. 6 weeks
Heck
since STFU will
yeah.
be the next one.
Can you give us any teasers or is it under
I
wraps?
can. It's not like rocky.
Hmm.
It's a song about like these people coming into your life and then like you're like wow, like we used to be strangers, this is so cool, but then they leave your life and they go back to being strangers, and the whole like concept is like this longing for like wanting that back but at the same time knowing like it's better off this way.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for that one to come out. We I wrote that song when I was very small, and I'm very excited for it to be out when I can actually understand production.
Yeah, I love that so much. Like, especially
Yeah,
something you've grown up with and you can like look back at it
yeah,
now and be like, okay, this song makes more sense to me now.
yeah, absolutely.
I am so excited for that. I am going to be streaming STFU on repeat till that one comes out because you are
Yeah.
doing insane things and I am loving
Thank
it
you.
so much.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited.